Hello, we're PingCo. We know that as an ambitious service provider, you want to get ahead in the Operator Connect and Teams Phone mobile market, and you want every single customer to be satisfied. But you're frustrated. You're considering Operator Connect and Teams Phone mobile and have questions. You're in the planning or rollout phase and coming up with issues. Or you may have launched it already and are struggling to scale it. So what's wrong? It's the customer experience. You're sending users from the Teams admin center to your landing page, only to then ask them to have a web chat and complete a form. No wonder so many leave. You found dealing with your business and operational support systems is close to impossible. Integration into your network is a nightmare too. No surprise really, you're a telco, not a software developer, and there's no capability to run trials. Most customers want them, whether it's for Operator Connect or Teams Phone mobile, and you know that people with access to automated trials convert to paying customers, who then scale. Recognize any of these? Well, you're not alone. The good news is, the answer is here. Introducing TCAP from PingCo. We're supporting a growing number of service providers around the world to solve these problems, get into market fast, and provide their customers with the best experience. With TCAP, you get full automation from initial customer sign-up to full Teams phone activation. TCAP's Services Hub automates the provisioning and onboarding of many other services that sit on top of or alongside Teams. This includes call recording, analytics, and contact center platforms. The result? Customers can then easily trial your services, leading to much higher conversion and growth rates. We provide an integrated customer and user experience, whether direct, channel, or wholesale. This means your go-to market can be self-guided in the way your customers want. And with the ability to integrate your business and operational support systems, you can build your key business functions, from billing to accounting, network to numbering, around your customers' needs. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. All of TCAP's solutions come with Open API for added flexibility. Our routing engine ensures an uninterrupted service, even when Teams is down. And the Services Hub allows for the integration and automation of all UCaaS platforms and add-ons. So TCAP is the only platform you'll need now and in the future. And we're not done yet. As TCAP is constantly evolving and developing, we're always adding features and functionality, so you can keep on satisfying customers. In short, TCAP is the game changer for the Teams Phone ecosystem. Simple, seamless, and intuitive. You now have a platform that gives you the power to expand your addressable market and add high-margin adjacent products, all in tune with Microsoft. So, what are you waiting for? TCAP from PingCo.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Cavell event. It's really great to be here. I'm Dan Pearson, the CEO of PingCo, and I'm joined by Andy, our Chief Product Officer. I guess we wanted to sort of set the scene on a lot of operational and support issues that operators are facing, and it was great to sort of see some of the early research. 40% of operators are seeing a reduction in margins, in ARPU, the stuff that Dom was putting up this morning. And the way that people are adding value and delivering extra product margin or revenue back into their business is by adding other services and bundling. I think he said 60% odd we're looking to bundle and add other services. TCAP as a platform, as the video sort of highlighted, I won't touch on a lot of this, but we work with operators to enable them for the Teams ecosystem, Operator Connect, Teams Phone Mobile, etc. And we do that by providing a layer of integration and support services across the bottom. Everything from IMS for TPM, SIP trunking as a service, API triggers, DID management, orchestration. And the key story here is it's all around automation. To be able to enable Teams calling, to be able to enable that telephony platform within an environment should be simple, it should be easy, it should be intuitive. And if we're driving the margin and the ARPU down on delivering these services, it's got to be highly automated. It's the only way that we can continue to do this profitably. We know that operators in the market see many challenges, everything from portals, both customer and operator portals, automated provisioning, billing, integration to OSS, BSS systems. And then the other side, the sales incentives, the go-to-market plans, how they're going to value-add services and ultimately be able to build business cases for their customers to be able to drive and consume Teams Phone. One of the things that we've invested in, we launched it November last year at the Cavell Enable conference, and those of you who don't get along to that, make sure you do. It's a great event. We focused mostly around the Services Hub launch of TCAP. And when we launched Services Hub, it was around being able to take our automation technology and add additional capabilities for vendor and vendor services. So I'll get Andy to walk us through TCAP Services Hub, and then we've got a couple of demos to finish off. Andy.
Thanks, Dan. So as Dan's mentioned, tail end of last year, we announced Service Hub to the world. Happy to share some new updates and some exciting announcements as well as we move into some strategic partnerships. But before we do, a little bit about PingCo again. I think the video did a tremendous job explaining who we are, what we do. Dan's just topped it off. I want to talk a little bit about our products and our ethos, really. Everything we do is around automation. It's about maximizing profitability by removing some of the cost barriers. So those manual implementation, human resources, trying to minimize that interaction where possible. We've always done that across the Microsoft ecosystem. We're expanding that past Microsoft as well. So we look at that from Operator Connect and Direct Routing. We have one-click enablement for all of them. We can do one-click ACS enablement too, GCC High, OC conferencing for those partners that require it. We're expanding that same one-click automation-first ethos to the vendor community. Now, what is a vendor? We define that as a partner that delivers true value-add services to the Microsoft Teams ecosystem. Think contact centers, business analytics, call recording, all of those, and more. Again, it's a very collaborative effort. We don't see this as a marketplace, and a whole slide coming up next about really what the Service Hub is and how it benefits everyone. But think of this as a truly collaborative effort. We work with our partners and their vendors to bring the service on board and optimize that user journey end to end. So with that said, what is the Service Hub? The Service Hub is a vendor-agnostic management platform. We want to be very clear on the point that this is an approved vendor strategy only. This is not open to all and sundry. We hope we can bring on as many as possible, but we want to make sure it's the right fit. It's the right solution, it's the right partner, it's the right engagement model. And to that end, what we're looking to achieve is the same onboarding experience we have for our own solutions. So 15-minute end-to-end call enablement, try before you buy, zero human engagement where possible, and get everything on board. We want this designed for scale and for volume, so not the onesie-twosies. We want to be able to deploy this to hundreds and thousands and millions of seats as best we can. And anyone that's gone through any Microsoft certification is going to be aware of the synthetic testings. Let's prove what we can do. We adopt the same level of acceleration here. It's important to also note, though, what it isn't. Okay? It's not just another marketplace. I'm going to go back to the collaborative theme of this, the qualified vendors only. If you want a marketplace, they're already there. We're not reinventing app source. We're not creating another one. It's not going to be post the link here and go and talk to our sales team. We want to mirror what we deliver to market today. Customer comes up, they want their solution, they can click it, they can buy it there and then, they can deploy it, they can manage it, all through a single pane of glass. So this is more than lead generation, and we try to reduce the human interaction where possible. And we look at all the benefits. I'm not going to talk to every point on that slide. The key point, and I've heard throughout the presentations today, is about accessibility and simplification. And they're the fundamentals, really, of Service Hub. We're trying to deploy services as quickly as possible, with as minimal resistance to change as possible. Any customer that is sitting on current strategies or not accelerating strategies because of their users, because of the complexity of change, we really want to remove all of that. So by simplifying deployment, by making services more accessible to a wider community of partners, of wholesalers, and bringing the vendors together, we look to really benefit everyone. So that's the vendor, that's our partners, that's the end customer. If we look at a typical customer journey today, everyone we operate with has calling as the fundamentals, okay? And that's very important, but there was a number showing up at the very beginning of today, 44% erosion. That's probably the block that's most subject to it. So what are the partners who are winning doing on top of that? Well, they're trying to find ways to increase the ARPU to offset that. Very important thing here, whenever we're dealing with customers looking at core calling services, they're all asking the same sorts of questions. So what countries can you offer? What do you integrate with? And how much does it cost? If we start to understand more about what they're doing with that technology after, then we start to open up more opportunity. And this is where we see the service providers who are truly doing well, identifying and meeting these needs. So what do you do with that calling service I've given you? What are you integrating it with? What else do you need? What industry do you play in? All of that allows us to scope further and further. So based on that, we then identified a solution. The solution itself is going to create more and more questions from the customers, always starting with how much does it cost? I think everyone's favorite question. But you've also got others. Is it certified? Does it meet all my requirements? Is it one solution? Is it two solutions? Is it 5 solutions? What does it really look like? The key here then is, are we partnering? Are we building? Are we acquiring? And there's options to all. There's a time and a place for building, absolutely. But the ethos of Service Hub is the partner-to-partner existence. So we have the right solution now. How easy can I buy it? How easy are you to buy from? What does that look like? Am I buying from you? Am I buying from another partner? Is this another system? Is it another person that's going to be supporting it, et cetera, et cetera? And again, how much is it? Let's keep coming back to that. And it's only once we get past this hurdle that the how much question changes, but only changes to how long. So how long is, what's it going to take to provision it? How do I manage it? Is it here? Is it there? Which port am I logging into? Who am I contacting if something goes wrong? Who's managing it? And finally, the deployment, much along the same lines. It's going to be, what permissions do you need? Do you need to work with me to do this? Is this a parallel effort? And really, all of these is what Service Hub and TCAP is designed to reduce. We want to keep that same single click. Yes, I want that solution. I can trial it. I can buy it. I can deploy it. I can configure it. I never need to leave this portal. So with that said, a very brief demonstration of TCAP. There's your mouse down. I should still be logged in. Logged out right there. Those of you who've never seen TCAP before, I'll give you a whirlwind tour of the user management. Perfect. So we can see here a customer set up. It's the same customer we actually demonstrated at the tail end of last year when we announced Service Hub. Just down, angle. So there is TCAP. Same customer set up. We can see the services they've got. They've got Operator Connect deployed, and they've got our SBC as a service. If we go to users, what we're doing here is we're reading out the user list from Teams, and we're able to manage them directly. So if I want to remove a number from myself, I can edit that. I can choose to set it to a WebEx route. I can choose a blank route, or I can remove the number entirely. If it's a blank user, I can give them it. This is very, very simple, and it might be a given that this exists, but this is incredibly powerful to partner communities. I've worked with and for partners who have great skill sets around Teams, and those apps more limited. Being able to scale means being able to empower your employees with the ability to provision these services easily. And again, it's what TCAP as a platform does. If I go to services quickly, and I'll show a quick example of the Service Hub extensibility, and we can see here all the services that we have on the platform today. So our core Microsoft ones at the top, as we expand a little bit further into other services, contact center as a service, and further add-ons. And on that note, I'm going to pause there. I'm going to pass back to Dan, who has an exciting announcement about a new strategic partnership.
Awesome. Thanks, Andy. So Services Hub, when we launched back in November, we asked vendors to come and have a chat with us, and we started on a journey to be able to help them understand what true automation really means. And we believe this is the critical key for success for operators and service providers to be able to grow their margin level, being able to automate and scale. So we announced today that Analytics 365 is available through TCAP as a platform from Tollring. You've got some papers on your chairs there, and they're over in the hall. So with Tollring, they deliver both contact center, so both call recording and analytics across Teams, being able to allow your customers to be able to consume in one-click take services. So in a very simple, easy-to-use platform, you can one-click within the TCAP Services Hub. Your customers can drive this. You can partner with Tollring, you can buy from them, you can buy through us, you can work through existing relationships. But the ultimate goal here is once you've got the ability to sell the Tollring service with both analytics and call recording, you're able to have that one-click capability across your entire customers. Imagine a base of customers with 50,000, 80,000 seats, and you send them an email and say, hey, we've just turned call recording on, it's there, give it a go, trial it, see what you think, and we can talk to you and transact a deal. Toll ring's one example, Oak call recording's another example. We're working with over 12 vendors today actively, and we're seeking more and more to be able to bring into Service Hub and part of the overall ecosystem and community platform. One of the services I'm going to deploy now is another service very dear to all of our hearts around the artificial intelligence and space. So Services Hub isn't just for the ability to be able to transact vendor services. You can build services yourselves, you can create services yourself within Service Hub for operators to be able to monetize and drive extra value. So part of the value chain may be for you as operators, as service providers, to build your own technology stack, which is what we've done with AI threat intelligence. So here I'm going to go and deploy AI threat intelligence, and my Teams environment that I had set up already is all there. And this is what we mean. It should be one click, super easy provisioning and activation of services on top of or adjacent to Teams calling. And this is really the main sort of process that we look at for our operators and vendors, is your platform needs to be able to support this level of automation and integration, and as we bring the ecosystem together to drive higher margin product. Hopefully this works. There we go. So we're in the configuring stage. So what this is doing is setting up the analytics platform within Microsoft. It's using cognitive search and part of the AI services with Microsoft and ACS. And it's essentially subscribing this user base, so my Teams users that I've got set up here, to the ability to do threat detection and AI threat intelligence. Now that I've done that, my Teams account is set up. Yep, still got that. And within a few seconds, I'll get maybe a call come through. We'll see what happens. The key part that we're looking for here is that ability to enable automation, and automation will drive your success across your customer base. And that's really what we see, is if you give the customers a button to click and it's easy to use and accessible, they'll click the button and off you go. Here we go, anonymous. Hello.
Hi, it's Andy here from Cavell Bank. Am I speaking with Dan?
From the Cavell Bank.
Sorry, is that Andrew Jason?
Yeah, it is Dan here. Yeah, it is. Yep.
Can I just confirm your full name and date of birth for security purposes?
Sure. It's Dan Pearson, and 1st to the 1st, 2006.
Correct. Thanks for that, Dan. You can verify that. I don't want to put on, but we noticed some unusual transactions on your credit card last night.
Okay.
Charged about £4,000 per bar and soda.
Uh-huh.
Looks like there's about 24 Negronis on there.
Yeah, Ian was with me. Yep. That's not good.
Does that charge sound right to you?
I'm not sure it does sound right, actually. I think, no, that doesn't sound right. I think it might be some fraud.
Don't worry, we'll pick up. I'm going to transfer the money back into your account.
Awesome.
I'm just validating it now, and I need to send you a code. Is that okay?
Yeah, you can send me a code, sure.
Okay, so you can provide me the code.
You want me to provide you the code, hey? All right, let me have a look. I'll wait for it to come through.
Threat detected. Press 1 to end the call. Press 2 to proceed.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not doing that. Goodbye. So what we've shown here is, in this case, ACS and the Teams ecosystem was able to interrupt the call midstream. It knew something was untoward. And at the point of me being able to do something that I'd probably regret, 24 Negronis sounds like I'd regret that. It was able to interrupt the call and let me know that there was a threat detected. The important part of this is the caller on the other end didn't hear this. It was something that was played silently just to me, for me to be able to make a decision on. And this is the sort of power of being able to add these sorts of services back across your entire ecosystem and the entire stack of services across Service Hub. Without further ado, I'd like to thank you all for your time and look forward to spending more time with you all. Thank you very much.